Alrighty, I'm back. Uh, my mama had me trying a piece of cake. It's a new cake they decided to try. Uh, it's pineapple and some other stuff. Uh, took a spoonful of it because it is new and it's one of them fruit cakes where you got chunks of fruit, and I don't necessarily like cooked fruit. But it's fine. Uh, you can taste the pineapple. Uh, had something else in it though that kind of fought the pineapple. Uh, I know the fat guy not liking the cake entirely. I know it's unheard of. Trust me, I didn't get this way on just eating cake. Also, stay away from eating foods constantly. Stay skinny if you skinny, or at least gain something. Don't just be bones. I know what they say. They say, "Oh, it's healthy." No, it's not. A normal body is to have a slight bit of pudge, but not much. Like, look up your body type and what weight your body type should have. Oh, and follow that. Someone of my stature should have only be at like 200, which would be a safe weight. You wouldn't be a bag of bones, but you wouldn't be fat either. You'd be regular, but with a bit of pudge. The reason I say a bit of pudge is one good thing about having at least a little bit of fat on you. When you fall down, it don't hurt as much, but it does take you a lot longer to get up if you're fat. So get skinny, but not too skinny. Uh, but yeah, just love yourself, but don't harm yourself with it. And there are ways for you to lose weight. You ain't gotta feel distressed over it. It ain't something you gotta do right away. You can build up to it. Just do exercises. If you don't want to do certain exercises, just start walking. Like, put you on some music you love and just start walking. Have you a little bottle of water. You can buy zero sugar uh, and 0 calorie water flavorings that make it taste better if you don't like the taste of water. And I know people say, oh, there's no taste of water. There is. It does have a taste. I'll tell you now, natural water, like stuff that comes up out of spring, stuff like that, uh, is sweet. Uh, like naturally sweet. Uh, so like basically take after being out on a hot day, uh, running around, having fun. I say running around, nothing in my jeans run. Brisk walk. Yeah, at best, brisk walk. I used to work in a hospital with this body type. If I can move in a hospital environment, I believe in y'all. I was a cleaner, though, but you still gotta clean pretty quickly. But I was one of the lucky ones. I was in an area where once they were done, they were done. Unless they had emergency calls. And then I'd have to wait for them to get people. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. But to be fair, I worked in endoscopy. And it's the place where they put cameras up people's butts. It is. It was spooky down there. I seen like, I believe that place was haunted too. Cause I was working one night, looked up from my cart as I was pushing it, and seen the bottom half of an old lady disappearing around a corner in a room. Reason I say old woman was looked like one of them nightgowns and some slippers on the feet. What? Why are you sniffing me? He like put his nose right in my shoulder. Anyways, it was like an old woman. Uh, and I went and checked, asking hello, because we did have patients who weren't all there up in the brain pan area. But that was normal. I seen one dude one time. I thought he was talking on the phone. No, he was talking to his hand like it was a phone, like he had it up to his head. Yeah, that it was interesting. Uh, but all's fair and fair. They were doing all right. This is in the best place for it. But yeah, I seen the bottom half of an old woman walking, and but yeah, suffice to say, uh, it was quite spooky, and then I'd see shadow figures running around, which I learned early on. You don't pay them any attention, they'll stay in their area and they won't follow you. Or at least don't acknowledge them. Look at them, because that happens, but as long as you don't show any emotion towards them, they stayed wherever they ran off to. And so I just quickly learned to be like, oh, well, there goes Steve. He's frolicking down the halls. And you tend to just learn to deal with it. Frank, he liked to, like, be up in front of your cart. As soon as you'd look up, you'd see it for a split second, and then it was gone. He liked to play peekaboo. Just don't pay him any mind, and just continue with your work. Oh. At least that's what I learned to do. Except for one time I was in the cancer wing. Or, not really. Well, yeah, it was cancer wing. It was the cancer center of it. I heard a baby's cry. And then I felt something stick its finger at the bottom half of my back and travel up. And it scared the ever-living crud out of me, and I didn't want to be in there no more. And I used to clean up there at night, up in the top part of it, because it's actually 4 floors, but the 4th floor was used for storage. Except for when I left working there, they was clearing out the 4th floor to turn it into another place they could use. I think it's because people kept hearing the baby cry, and that freaked me out enough. Except for the thing touching me. I'm going on a tangent because I got touched there. Uh, anyways, sorry. Uh, that's how they get you with these sparkly things. That's just my ADD. Uh, anyways, I'm trying to think. Give me a second. But yeah, I was touched in that part. Uh, but yeah, it's simple as that. Some places are more haunted than others. Uh, those things are just not things you can just go to one day and be expecting it to go down. Uh, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna bring my camera here and I'm gonna catch some ghosts. No, that stuff happens when it wants to happen, and when it wants to happen, you ain't ready for it. I'll tell you that much. But you gotta learn to live with it. It's just one of them things. Eyes forwards, focus on your work. They'll leave you alone. Uh, because when you go looking for them, that's when you start to not find anything. Because you shut down your peripherals. You're locked forward. It's like working. You got your mind on an objective. You're so focused on it, nothing in your surroundings gets in. Because you're tunneled onto that objective. And at that point, you start freaking yourself out. But if you just start not even thinking about it, just listening to music, doing your own thing, that's when it's going to happen. It ain't going to be forced. It ain't going to come when you want it to. It will do what it's going to do, and you ain't going to be able to stop it. Except through prayer, and that stops a lot of it. I'll keep you protected most of all. I used to, well, I still do, but I don't do it as much as I used to. I slept with my headphones on, listening to music. Well, one of the nights I was doing that, I was listening to music, and I was getting ready to go to sleep, so I closed my eyes, listening to music, trying to fall asleep. Uh, and something was talking beside the music. It wasn't the music because it was talking over it. Like someone was right there next to me and they had my earmuff pulled up. But it'd say one word, then it'd say another, then it'd say another. I couldn't tell what it was saying. Uh, it was just one of them freaky moments, and so I had to stop wearing my headphones all the time to go to sleep. I do it every now and again. Uh, that way I can keep my guard up. So that way, I'm not getting talked to by some mysterious voice and freaking me out. So, yeah. That's some of my ghost adventures in this house, plus where I used to work. Uh, but yeah, none of my ghost things are all that exciting. It's just random bits and things happening. The most exciting would be when that glass was thrown off of our top shelf. So, like I was telling y'all about that high rise up there, basically the shelf comes to right here. It's not like right here on you, it's like way higher, but it's like this long of area between the wall and where the shelf ends out. And then at where it ends out, it's got this little thing. It sits like this. So normally, if a flower or anything else had tipped, it would just lay up against it. Uh, but no. But also, the flowers are in a vase, one that's filled with those little glass beads. So you got this, plus this vase that's up against the wall. So if it had fallen, they'd either hit right here where they wouldn't have fell out, or they would have leaned up against it. So it would take deliberately tossing it over. And none of us was home. Nobody. Uh, and we had got back and that glass was on the floor. Shattered everywhere. So it's just one of those freak accidents. Or a ghost. It's either or. I can't tell you it is exactly a ghost, or if it's a freak accident it happened. But I will chalk it up to a ghost, because that's the only thing I can explain it as. Because it wasn't wasn't nothing that could do it. And if it was a rat, it would have been something else, because it wouldn't have been that flower. Because if it was a rat, it'd just walk around it, because there was nothing in that vase that was food-wise. And I doubt they would go up there, because there's no food up there. They normally stick to where there's food. And we didn't have those problems at that time. Mainly whenever it got cold is when we had the problems. But that was like dead middle of summer when that happened. There's my water bottle. Puppy's laying here beside me. Puppy. Puppy. Come here. Come here. Oh, I know you're laying down. Oh. Say hi to the camera. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people. Yeah, look. Right there. Right there they are. Right there they are. Look. They're right here. See? See? They're right here. Look at them. No, you can't have the toothbrush. I love you. I love you. No, you can't lick me in the face. You go over there. Why did you? I pet you. Okay. What is it? Oh, you burped a little. Yeah. Bobby, you can't throw me out of the bed. Yep. And lower your tail.